As we chatted, a challenge arrived.
You read it, Hammond.
You will now race around the Lotus test track to see which of your ridiculous cars is best.
Ridiculous?
It doesn't say ridiculous.
Steady
It
on.
actually says ridiculous. It goes on. And then you must put the Stig in a car that wiped your British sports cars off the map. A Peugeot 205 GTI and set a time.
What, it seriously thinks a crummy little French hatchback can beat these purpose-built cars? Have we got to get the Peugeot?
It says we've got to put him in it, yes.
First, though, we did some laps in our classic British sports cars.
Oh, this is a stirring scene. 3 great British sports cars herring across the British landscape.
I love the sound of a twin cam. It's engine noise you're hearing, not tricked up. That's not... Oh, dearie me. There we go! Yes, I knew there'd be one there if I looked hard enough.
This car is, of course, very light, weighs just 987 kilograms because it's made from canoe building materials. Sorry, scrap that, because it's made from composites.
Critically, the Elan is front-wheel drive because it's just better. At the same time this car was coming out, Mazda were bringing out the MX-5 rear-wheel drive, old-fashioned. And as a result, the MX-5 never really caught on. I mean, it sold in massive numbers for decades, but it didn't have the same exclusivity that the Elan did, which never sold in the same vulgar, brash numbers.
Sometimes with this engine you do notice that the oil pressure could drop alarmingly in a fast corner. It's okay, the engine would never blow up because normally the water pump would go first. A very useful feature, that.
So when you press the throttle in the TVR, there is a slight delay before anything happens. A lot of people thought this was a fault, but actually, very innovative safety feature. I'll demonstrate. You're driving along, you press the throttle, and the car says, "Are you sure?" Oh, all right then.
Look at that TVR in my mirror, and that Jensen cornering so flat.
A little bit of history for you. After the Second World War, which we won, Britain was littered with disused airfields, and many of them, like this one in fact, were converted into racetracks. And it was on these twisting, turning racetracks that the lightweight, nimble British sports car was sort of developed and honed.
We could have gone round all day, but the producer said we must pull in and post our lap times.
The time has come. Hammond, would you reveal your fastest lap?
My fastest lap in my Lotus Elan was 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
2 minutes, 9 seconds.
Blistering.
That is, there's no other word.
It is?
There is no other word, blistering,
It
James.
felt right here.
TVRS2, my fastest lap time was 2:15.9.
Well, there you go.
2:15.9,
There again.
and here, the 1970s, Jensen-Healey, 2:17.9. So what we can see here is progress.
Well, as you'd expect from the British sports car industry, that's very good. That's even better.
Yeah.
That's even, the cars have come on decade by decade.
Absolutely. And now it's time to find out how fast the Stig can go round in this Peugeot 205 GTI.
Doesn't look like a GTI.
No, I couldn't get a GTI, so I got a diesel. They're basically the same.
Yeah, same thing pretty much.
Okay, Stig, start it up.
The Stig wound up the Peugeot and began his flying lap.
Here we go, and
Timing.
go! Okay, we're off. I think the reason I couldn't get a GTI, I suspect, is because they've all rusted away, or been crashed, or fallen to pieces.
Well, the handling was terrible on there,
Oh.
so they were crashed a lot.
Oh! Any faults with your car? Any faults with yours?
No, and did you know in the whole history of TVR there is no recorded incident of one ever breaking down?
I've heard that. And here he comes.
Go on. 209, 215, 217 for us.
222.0.